Success to me isn't money, it's not fame or anything like that. It's about connecting with people. We are a five-piece rock and roll band. We hail from the Midlands and our singer Rob is from down south, so we're a bit of a mixture. What's a funny story is that my mum actually used to teach Brad and Luke, the drummer and the guitar player at school, and they had, Iggy used to play with them as well, which is our bass player, so they had the three-piece. I joined much later on when I was a bit older and we started jamming together, but we didn't have a singer for such a long time. So we've got lots of music together, and then there's been a couple of lineup changes, and then we got Robin.
We went and had a jam, and we all got on really well, and that's it really. We started then.
Our songs are all about energy, the band's about energy, and that's what we aim to deliver in our live shows and through our music.
A rock and roll engine, full of power, energy, people say. We just rock from start to finish, really. Ever since I was 4 years old, I've been running around with a tennis racket, pretending it was a guitar. You know, it's just all I've ever wanted to do, so. That's all I'm going to do, really, you know.
I wanted to be a rock and roll guitarist it's just that larger than life, you know, sort of, you see someone on stage and it's just sort of the next sort of level, you can't quite wrap your head around it, and I remember my very first gig, seeing that, and that night inspired me to play guitar for a living, and just seeing, you know, the big guitars, the big amps behind them, and just hearing that wall of sound, and that sort of, you know, a collective of 5 or 6 or 7 people, however many it is, can change the mood and change the feeling of everybody in a room and elate everybody so they can forget about their problems at home, they can come for a night out and just have a great time, they can connect together. That's why I did it, you know, not for well, definitely not for money, and definitely not for fame and girls, I know that much.
I always tend to talk about life and feeling good and letting things go. You know, all these things, these like messages I try and put in the songs to uplift people. I don't really swear at all in the lyrics, and I know that my songs are a kind of an affirmation. If I'm singing these songs every night to people, I want something good to go into their mind. I need to make sure that all the lyrics are quite positive and uplifting. It's very important to me. At the moment, I'm actually finding it hard to believe, to be honest, because it's been so long, and we've been in this band. I've been in this band, just this one band, for like 5 years, and we've only just released our album. So there's been a lot of messing around, and we scrapped the first version of it and re-recorded it. We got a different producer. There's been a lot of heartache and stuff going on, but it's brought us all closer together, and we fine-tuned this Piston sound for our debut album, and yeah, it's just a bit surreal. We've got this album out, and then ever since that came out, everyone's kind of digged it, and we're getting amazing reviews, and I just can't believe it. You know, it's shocking. It's still sinking in.
We're so excited. We're so excited, and we've worked such a long time as a band on this. And for us, we know what it's like to have nothing, and we know what it's like to have sort of everything you could want as well. So we're all very humble because we've been in both situations. Since we released the album, it's been absolutely non-stop, offers coming in left, right, and centre. And it's just been really amazing. It's quite hard to keep on top of everything because everything's done, and between the 5 of us, you know, there's not really anybody else that has much influence. We all do everything together, so it's hard to keep on track of stuff, but it's going amazing.
Are you still with us, London? Come on, are you still tour with Piston tonight? One more, you with us or what?
As long as you can get, you know, your crowd there, and you can change their mood, and you can make them leave really happy, they can forget about their problems at home, or they can do that just listening to your record, then that for me is everything I've strived for, you know. And I'm sure it's everything that the rest of the guys strive for. We don't strive for, you know, money or fame or anything. We're best friends in a rock band, and it just so happens that it's done very well. And that's it. That's it. We're just best friends in a rock band, and we have a great time, and that's us.
When we go to gigs and the response we get from the fans, and they have a really great time, I see their faces and they're full of joy, you know, and I'm full of joy, we're full of joy, and you know, it's just like, it's the best job really, I think, to create joy is playing a song for somebody. If you make people feel something, anything, it doesn't have to be good or bad, like, I think that's what keeps you doing it.